I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, Amanda Semenoff. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for inviting me here, Angel.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm on the west coast of Canada in New Westminster, BC.
And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
That would probably be my podcast, Overthinking Conflict.
Yeah, you're a podcaster, family podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah, tell us a bit more about the podcast, please.
I have a co-host named CD Saint, and we explore the sort of different and interesting corners of conflict resolution, mediation, different peace processes. It's sort of meant for other people in our field and to kind of learn and explore the sort of different things that are happening there.
Yeah, when you say your field, who are you referring to?
Well, I'm a mediator and conflict resolution practitioner. So I work mostly with small business groups, but you find a lot of similarities from big peace processes all the way down to people doing like peace work within schools, teaching kids how to resolve problems within their schools. And sort of the same skills are being used at all of the different levels. And so we try to connect to learn from what other people are doing kind of in that sort of peace building, conflict resolution space all over the world.
So what about the peace and conflict an individual has within themselves?
Counselors are often a little bit better to be kind of suited to that sort of internal stuff. I mean, we can help a little bit, and that is interesting. It's something that practitioners have to work on for themselves. If you don't know how to handle your own anger and your own conflicts, it's really hard to step in and help somebody else handle theirs.
Makes sense. So who did you learn these skills from, Amanda?
I've always been the mediator in my family. So part of them are something that I've been practicing since I was really, really young. But I've had many really, really amazing mentors along the way. And right now, probably Sharon Sutherland is the most significant teacher I have at this time.
What does Cheryl do?
Sharon is...
Sharon, sorry.
Yeah, she's a mediator and a teacher, and she teaches like law students how to engage in collaborative process. And she's just been really a forerunner of many of the programs that we have here that help people around like access to justice and conflict resolution.
Now this sounds as though, I could be wrong, but it sounds as though you love what you do.
Oh yeah. It's always amazing to take a relationship that's in a really toxic, really difficult place and to shift it to somewhere where conflict takes up so much energy and it can really poison a space if it's not handled appropriately. And so allowing that conflict to be resolved in a way that people can move forward is very powerful.
Given the toxicity that goes with everything that you're doing, why would you continue to repeat the skill of conflict resolution?
I think mostly it's just seeing the incredible impacts. Like I do a lot of work with businesses where the business wouldn't exist into the future if they can't resolve the conflict that they have. And so being able to see these businesses a few years later and they're thriving is just so incredibly inspiring to keep doing the work.
Yeah, love it. Well, tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
3 years. I've been coaching kids ice hockey for the last 3 years.
Oh, sweet. Well, if there is a place with conflict, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's great. How does it make you feel doing that?
Oh, it's great. I mean, both my kids play, and it's a lot of fun to get on the ice in the morning, and it's a great workout for everybody. And the kids, they're so quick to learn, and they're so thirsty for knowledge and challenge, and it's so much fun.
Suggest to someone out there that's listening who is a professional, make them to understand why they should consider doing the both things, where you're doing the professional and then you have time on the ice, if you would.
I think the balance is really important, right? Like taking taking time to do things that are fun and playful really gives you back a lot of mental energy, right? That kind of space to think, and your body needs time to really to be challenged and to work. And then you can take so I skate in the morning, and then in like my head is in a really good space to then be a very deep thinker for the rest of the day.
Amazing audience. You're hearing Amanda Semenoff live here on the podcast. Again, she is the podcast co-host of Overthinking Conflict. Do check that out. Amanda, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Amanda, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I would have been very small, and I'm lying on my back on dry grass looking up through the branches of a pine tree at clouds moving really fast through the sky.
How old were you?
I must have been 2 or 3.
Why do you think it's so clear? And how do you see this memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, I think it's the first time I ever really looked at the sky, or at least the first time I remember looking at the sky. And it would have been in Edmonton, where the skies are super open and you can see forever. And the clouds there are amazing. They say you can see a rainstorm coming for days.
Wow. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yeah, that would be lovely.
I love that there's beauty on the other side of the things that sometimes impair our vision, and that can be sometimes conflict.
Yes. Yeah, that's great.
If we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Ooh, probably. I just discovered like industrial techno music at that time.
Right.
And so something like Skinny Puppy, maybe Assimilate was probably my favorite song when I was 12.
Yeah.
Just really angry, and I was so amazed. I was just so amazed that they could make music using like machines and dog barking. It was incredible to me at the time.
Oh, amazing. Well, there's no fascination that you are intrigued by conflict and how it can be used to then therefore make what is music, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, fascinating. Amanda, we have now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I am.
Amanda, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
2.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Probably right around 8.
Amanda, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
Embrace awkwardness.
Love it. Amanda Semenoff, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just for one of the kind of core pieces of conflict resolution stuff is that you always have to meet people where they're at. And I just love that.
I love it. Amanda, this has been great. Thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.